There's an art to establishing partnership goals early with your reps that can be hugely beneficial. I'm talking tens of thousands of dollars in revenue or potential savings in your pocket. Yes, that's how important leveraging your relationships with your device and product reps are. Now, before I get started and dive into my best practices, I want to know on a scale of 1 to 10, how important, how much value do you see in this particular relationship? 10 being extremely important, 5 medium, so, and 1 not important at all. It's just a transactional relationship. Where do you rate the importance of your relationship with your rep? Hit me in the comments box below. This is always an interesting thing. I'm seeing, okay, good. I'm so glad I'm seeing lots of 10s across the board because I'm right there with you. I think that is one of the most important relationships, business relationships that you can have if you are a med spa owner. While for some, it may seem like a no duh, yeah, I'm doing it. But even if you can just pick up one little tip, that I'm going to be sharing with you today to further or deepen your relationship with your rep, it really could mean all the difference in the growth of your med spa. All right, so let's dive in. The very first thing that I want to share with you is really just to make it a priority to invest in the relationship. And I'm going to break it down what that looks like. So first off, when they show up, make time to talk to them. Make it a point to take their appointments, to take their calls, to respond to their emails. Now, sometimes you're not going to have time right then, and that's fine. I get that. But let them know when you are available, when you can talk. Make it a priority to speak with them, to meet with them regularly. In those meetings, make sure that you're being really specific on what your needs and expectations of the relationship are. You want to make sure that the rep is following you on social media, not just your business page, but also your personal page, and you doing the same, right? Follow their manufacturer's social media page, and then also follow their personal page as well. You want to really deepen the relationship and even go beyond just business. I promise you guys, it goes a long way. I had a client once that knew all 4 kids' names, not just first names, but first names and middle names. And all of my boys have the same initials, JCCC. And it's so fun. I don't even know if their grandparents could name them in order, first name, middle name, and date of birth, right? But this client made it a point to really get to know me and my boys. And I tell you, every single time they ask me for something or they need my help, I show up for them because we've developed a deeper relationship beyond just being transactional business acquaintance. Okay, so go deep with your reps. Ask them when their national sales conference is, so that when they get back, you are the first to know what their big takeaways are that they got from the national conference, what the incentives, the rewards, what's new, what's coming. That information is really valuable if you apply it. If you have a trusted rep, then you want to utilize their great sales skills, whether that's at a sales event, whether that is at a consultation day where just back to back to back, they see patients for you and close packages and high ticket deals. Maybe it's a lunch and learn with your VIP patients, right? Or maybe it's just a lunch and learn with your staff, and they are taking away nuggets or best practices. You want to utilize their expertise, all right? And great if it's in person, that's always better. But even if they can't be in person, schedule it on Zoom for that staff education and schedule it regularly. When there is a new rep, You want to be the first person that they meet with. You want to set the stage of what you want that relationship to look like, what you expect for them, and what you're willing to invest to give them a leg up to hit the ground running. Give them guidance on how they can be successful in their role, and they're going to really, really appreciate it. And again, give more to you in the end. Okay, so you want to invest in the relationship. That's the first tip. The next is for you to be strategic. What that means and looks like, number one, create a vendor directory list. Names, email addresses, and cell phone numbers, not just for the reps, but the direct supervisors of the rep, the support team of the rep, the trainers for the reps, the social media person for the reps. All of those auxiliary role players on the rep team, you want to know them, you want to have contact information, and you want to share what you're doing in your Medspa with all of those people, right? I always say this about raising kids, it takes a village. Well, it takes a village to really grow and scale your Medspa as well. So get people on your team, on your side, and that happens by really investing and being strategic in the relationship, okay? And make sure that you print out that vendor directory list and you have it at the front desk and in the break room, because you want your team to utilize that as well. So if there's a question that comes in on the phone or in the consultation room or best practice or advanced training, that they know who that they can pick up and call and access to find the resource and answer to the challenge or question that is in front of them. All right, I'm hoping that you are planning your marketing 3 months in advance. If not, I hope that it's at least 1 month in advance. And when you have those plans in place, I want you to share it with your vendor, all of your vendors, and not just a 1-by-1 email or a BCC email. Oh, no. I want you to email all of your vendor list, your vendor directly, all on the same 2 email address line so that they all can see each other, all of them. And what that does is creates a little competition to see who's going to show up for you, who's invested in helping you and your business grow. And I can't tell you how eye-opening that is to see who's really going to be there for you, not just once, but month after month, time after time. And that's not to say that, every single time you ask them for a freebie or a prize or a consumable, whatever they give it to you, but they still can show up every single time in some way. Let me give you some examples of some of the things that you could be asking for them. Of course, consumables and product and swag, and maybe they can't give you full product, right? But they can do little mini samples and sachet bags as testers. They can create brochures for you. They can create flyers for you. They can create PowerPoints for you. They can come in and do trainings for your staff. They can provide really great before and after pictures, and not the crap that is in the manufacturer portal that everyone uses on social media or their website, but the stuff that they have on their phone that they're showing their potential clients that they're trying to sell devices to, right? You want to get access to that. You want to get access to the trainers before and after pictures. You want to get B-roll. You want to ask for raffle items, staff incentives, gift cards, cash, wine, champagne, cookies, cupcakes, fruit trays, like you name it. It could be for your staff. It could be for your clients. It could help you with an event. It could help you with a monthly special or a promo. There are so many stinking ways that your rep can help you. You just have to get creative and you just have to ask. And I promise you will be shocked at the kind of help and support that you can get, especially when you get specific with your ask and when you show up consistently. And that you show them that you're making a real effort to grow your Medspa, to drive new patients and high ticket sales. And because they know when they see you grow and are successful, then when they come to you to, buy more consumables or a product or another device, you're going to more likely say yes to them. So I'm curious, what's the biggest or the best thing that you've ever gotten from a rep? Of course, you get your free neurotoxins, some free syringes, right? Some swag. What else? What have you asked for? I remember one rep, shipped a couple cases of wine for an event, gave them a free vacation to give away at an event. Some of the things that I've seen as well that's coming in is a free team retreat for training. That's a great one. That's really a great one. Okay, so the next thing is that you want to ask, what kind of support can you get for social media? Again, this goes beyond just the manufacturer portal, okay? Don't get me started on the manufacturer portal, but I'm talking about, will they shoot and send you extra, B-roll or photos? Will you, if you ask your vendor or your reps to repost or share, to engage and collaborate on your content? Those are kind of the things that, again, that takes your marketing to the next level when you get that kind of support and engagement. But you got to ask, all right? And when you are doing it on a schedule and you're preparing things in advance, you're much more likely to build out things that are higher quality or potentially utilize the collateral that they have or they're building before anyone else does. All right. So you want to invest in the relationship. You want to be strategic. And then the third tip is be the squeaky wheel. So you need to know what to ask for, and you need to know how to speak their language so that it is a win-win for everyone, right? You can't just be a taker. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to buy every, product that they ask you to, every device that they pitch to you. You can help them in other ways. Some of the examples that I think that a lot of reps would love, right? Of course, they want you to buy a device or product, but give them a video testimonial. Give them a written recommendation. Let them know, hey, if you have another Medspa, in a different region or a different state, and you want me to, tell them about my experience working with you, or tell them about my experience with your product or device and how it's helped my Medspa, I'd be happy to take their phone call. That goes a really long way. Right? Because you're not the only one asking them for product, for swag, for discounts, for them to show up. But when you are giving and investing into the relationship, they're going to do more for you. I promise you that. All right. And so you want to make sure that you're showing up consistently, investing in the relationship, that you're sharing with them your goals, your marketing plans, and you want to ask them to invest and participate in your growth. And you want to get specific with your ask, of course. And then you want to make sure that you are giving to them as well and not being a taker. And again, it doesn't just have to be about buying product or a device, but giving your time, giving your personal experience with their product or with their device, sharing your testimony, and that goes a long way, sometimes even more than buying product or a device from them. So real quick, I want to cover some tips when it comes to buying a device or product with reps coming in. So the first thing is never pay full price. Everything is negotiable, and you want to ask a lot of questions, about, certified pre-owned options, any available. What are the buyout options, the trade out options? I had a client that purchased, the Cool Sculpting device, and then literally less than a month later, she hears about the Cool Sculpting Elite being rolled out. And boy, was she on fire about that one. So you want to buy at the end of the quarter or better yet, at the end of the year, because that's when they really have to make their quotas, and that's when they're willing to wheel in deal. After they say this is the best and final price, ask for more. Maybe that's not about price. Maybe that's about extended warranties, marketing dollars, getting advanced training. There's always more for you to ask for. And again, you could tell them what you're going to be giving them in return so that it is a win-win, okay? And you want to make sure that you are doing these things before you sign on the dotted line. The worst thing that you can do is sign on the dotted line and then think afterwards that you're going to be able to ask for these things. Can you? Absolutely. But you are not going to come near as far in the support and what you could get unless you negotiate these things before you sign on that dotted line. Okay. You also need to speak their language so that they see you as an authority. You've done your research. You know who their direct competitors are and compared the two, right? That is going to make them want to earn your business even more if they know that you know what you're talking about and you have done your homework. You want to talk to other product and device reps, anyone and everyone that comes in, even if you don't intend on buying from them. The reason being is because you never know what kind of idea that you're going to pick up. You never know if they're going to jump ship and go to a different company that you work with or don't work with. And so it's a large but very small community or industry when it comes to device reps and product reps in the Medspa industry. So having political capital and making friends, I can't tell you how far will take you in this world. So make sure that you are, again, investing in those relationships, even if you don't intend on buying from them, right? You also can ask to be a center of excellence or a key opinion leader, a KOL, because there is really some great perks that are involved in being recognized in either of those two things, okay? The last thing is if you are not an experienced negotiator or device or buyer, then I really recommend then you leave that up to the professionals. One of the people that I think does an amazing job, his name is Don Berryhill. He's known as the laser coach. He's been in the device industry for over 20 years. And it's kind of like, to me, like, you know, if you're buying a house, you get a realtor. Could you do it yourself? Yeah, that's probably not in your best interest. You know, if you're getting a divorce, can you do it yourself? Yeah, but it's probably not in your best interest to get an attorney, right? I feel the same way about when it comes to buying a device, right? There are some devices out there that it's perfectly great and fine to get a pre-owned or used device. And there's other devices that you do not want to touch if it's unless it's brand new, right? You don't know about what the marketing dollars you could get, you know, the warranties, the service, the buyouts, the trade-ins, all of these little things that literally could be the difference between tens of thousands of dollars for you. Huge amount of pain, heartache, and headache. So I think that it's absolutely a great investment to get someone that this is their expertise and zone of genius to save you time, money, and heartache. All right. So those are my big tips for leveraging your med spa reps. I hope that you found it helpful. I'd really love to hear in the comments what your big takeaways are and what you're going to put into action in your med spa so that you can, again, further deepen your relationship with your reps. And I promise you, you will see the fruits of your labor. So thank you so much for joining me. And remember, at the end of the day, when you invest in your relationships with your reps, to be strategic, to be the squeaky wheel, and just really, really, really spend that time in your